everyone. I wanted to clarify some instruction on the assignment that you have. This large assignment, this portfolio project that's worth 30% of your grade. This week, you have the proposal to do, and I was looking over the instructions, and one of the instructions is that you have to choose a controversial topic, but that you cannot choose anything related to current political parties, religion, or abortion. I personally, I think that talking about those in a respectful way with evidence, with logic, is a way to help us as a country come together. I'm not saying that you have to talk about political parties, religion, or abortion. You absolutely do not. However, I do want to open it up that if you would like to talk about those, you are able to. A concern in the past about talking about these topics has been that they're very subjective, meaning that in the past, people weren't using scholarly sources to talk about those things and were instead talking about, well, this is what I think, and I'm right just because this is what I think. That's not what it is that we're doing. One of the things that was talked about in the lecture, I don't remember if it was last week or this week, is the fact that what we are doing about building an argument is different than just having an opinion. Subjective is just having an opinion of, I think this is wrong. And because I think that this is wrong, I'm therefore right. And that's not what it is that we want to do. So if you choose to have your overall topic be relating to something that's even more controversial than some other aspects, like even this, should police officers have to wear body cameras, that can be political. Um, so I think, we're all adults, that we should be able to have these conversations in a respectful way. That's key. It has to be respectful. There are going to be times where you're sharing what it is that you are doing with the class as a whole. I am not going to be the only one who sees what it is that you are writing about. So it's really important that you go in with that understanding, that you go in with the understanding that people may and likely will disagree with you. We need to come to those discussions very respectfully and disagree with ideas, not with people, with the understanding that just because you and I have different views doesn't mean that we can't have a dialogue and that we can't be respectful of each other. So that's a big thing. So in the past, there was worry about things being subjective and not using evidence, but we're going to make sure we're using evidence. We're going to make sure that we are very respectful of each other when we're having these discussions that can be very fraught. And people have very, very strong opinions on politics, on religion, and abortion. It When somebody is expressing an opinion on that, it doesn't tend to be something that's like, oh, well, this is what I think, and it doesn't matter. These tend to be very core beliefs, but you have to take it out of that core belief and look at it a little bit more objectively in order to really come at it the way that you're supposed to. So if you don't think that you'll be able to do that, then continue to stay away from political parties, religion, and abortion. If you think you can separate yourself from the opinion that you hold, and you can look at it objectively and make sure that you have solid scholarly research that goes along with it, then I'm fine with it. Another issue that has come in the past is that there tends to be a lot of plagiarism with these topics, probably because they are talked about so often. But again, we are going to be talking about plagiarism and what plagiarism is and how to avoid it throughout. So you shouldn't be getting into that anyway. So I wanted to make sure that I was clear on that. I talked to my supervisor, and we talked about this issue of whether we're going to allow it, and we are. I thought it would be better to come on and make a video and explain rather than just type it out. If you have any questions on anything, if you have any concerns about anything, if you have any strong feelings about anything, please, please, please let me know. Please email me. Please go to the Ask Your Instructor if you'd like. That Ask Your Instructor forum is public. So anything that you ask on that forum is able to be seen by other people. So if it needs to be a little bit more private, then make sure you send me an email. But again, if you have any questions, please let me know.